This looks amazing. This is like restaurant quality meal, and less than 20 minutes ago, it was sitting in the freezer. Look at that. Unless you're getting your seafood straight off the boat, frozen is the next best option. Just like frozen veggies, seafood is frozen at its peak freshness, pretty much directly off the boat. Unlike some other meats and vegetables, seafood is something that actually thaws and cooks perfectly. Now that you know you're getting some good quality, it's also cheaper to buy it frozen. Oftentimes it's a few dollars per pound less frozen than it is fresh. And remember, it's just as good. When I buy frozen seafood, I like to look for that which is sustainably caught. It just makes for better quality. You also want to choose packages that you can see through. For my first trick, and this is pretty magical, you can put your seafood into your air fryer from frozen. You can do this with fish or shrimp. I'm gonna show you both. First, peel and eat shrimp. You wanna choose shrimp with your shell on. You're gonna get a little bit better quality, a little bit closer to the fresh version. Since this is a peel and eat shrimp, we're even cooking it with the shell on, so it's super easy. I'm just gonna dump this onto some paper towels, kind of get some of that residual moisture off the surface and just pop it straight in the air fryer. Give it a little spritz with some cooking spray and let it go about 8 minutes, flipping halfway through. You're just gonna cook them until they're opaque pink. Let me tell you why this works. You can cook your seafood from frozen at high heat, which our air fryer is. As it thaws really quickly, it's not sitting there in its moisture. That moisture evaporates off just as quickly as it thaws through that high heat. So you're not stuck with a waterlogged piece of seafood. To go with it, I'm gonna melt some butter with a little Old Bay and lemon. Perfection. I wish you could smell this. Look at that. You can just go straight from the air fryer to your serving platter. Give it a little squeeze of lemon, pour me a glass of wine, and I'm a happy girl. The shell comes off really easily. Give her a little swim in the butter. That air fryer is pure magic. For the salmon, we're also starting frozen, straight in the air fryer, 390 degrees. The whole thing's gonna take about 12 minutes maybe. You'll wanna check it halfway through. Just another little tip, if you're working with something sticky, you can always put down a little bit of foil or parchment in your air fryer. For the glaze, I simply mixed up a 1/4 cup of Dijon mustard with about a tablespoon of brown sugar, 1 clove of garlic, a little bit of salt, pepper, and some dried dill. I'm gonna add that glaze about halfway through just so it doesn't slip off the icy top. Sometimes you can find pre-marinated salmon that's frozen in individual pieces like this. That is even easier. You can just put the whole thing frozen in there, set it, and forget it. I'm telling you, it's so good, and cooking it straight from frozen does not add that much more time, so there's really no point in thawing it first. Next, I'm gonna bake some fish from frozen in the oven. I'm gonna cut off a big piece of this cod, and then I'll thaw the rest for another recipe down the road. So I've got 3 nice sized pieces. The least amount of ice, the better, because we know that's gonna turn into water. We're just kind of helping it along. So if there is some on the surface, just kind of brush that off. I'm gonna use a paper towel and blot off any excess moisture. We don't need any more than we have to. All right, then I'm just gonna lay it inside a baking dish. I'm gonna coat it with a little cooking spray. I just want you to know that you can do this with just about any of your favorite baked fish recipes. The only thing you might have to do is increase the cook time just a little bit. I'm gonna season the fish with a little bit of chili powder and salt. And then all we're gonna do is top the fish with some salsa, cheese, and some crushed up corn chips. One thing to remember when you are baking fish in the oven, you wanna use a higher temperature. Again, we don't want our fish to thaw out too slowly and then it just sit in a bunch of water. We want that high heat so that we can get some color on the outside and delicious flakiness on the inside. These go into the oven at 400 degrees. The original recipe calls for thawed fish, but since this is mostly frozen, I'm gonna increase the cook time. So we'll start at about 20 minutes or until it flakes easily with a fork. This looks absolutely incredible, and I cannot think of an easier dinner. The real test will be when you see how easily this flakes. I'm just gonna plate this up with a little bit of rice and black beans, give it a little topping of sour cream, a little green onion, you could do avocado. Like I said, the true test is the texture of the fish when it comes out of the oven. And as you can see, it flakes easily for the perfect bite. Again, this will work with just about any fish from its frozen state. You've got to give it a try. Another great time to use frozen seafood is when you're adding it to soups and chowders and stews and things like that. A lot of times dishes like that, if you add seafood, it tends to overcook. If you start with the frozen, it gives you a little more wiggle room. Let it simmer for just a bit. It will still cook very quickly. And at the end of the day, you'll have perfectly cooked seafood. I'm gonna add some frozen seafood straight to this cioppino I've got. I'm adding in a can of clams and then just my frozen seafood. I'm gonna do some of that frozen cod and some shrimp. You just wanna dice it before you add it into your stew. Also, your seafood is super easy to cut when it is frozen. This cioppino I'm making is a 5-star recipe from Allrecipes. We'll link it in the description below. It's so good. It starts with a little sauteed onion and garlic, just some canned tomatoes and a good bit of white wine. No matter what soup or stew you're making, you'll want to add your seafood towards the end. So if you've got other vegetables in there, go ahead and get them tender and cooked, and you want to add your seafood, in the last like 10 minutes or so. It's been simmering a while. I'm going to add in my canned clams, then my frozen fish that I've cubed up. Of course, this is going to bring the temperature of your stew or soup down, so you're going to have to bring that back up to a simmer. And then I'm just going straight in with my shrimp. This is a time where I do have the peeled and deveined frozen shrimp, so it's already ready to go. I'm just gonna dump it right in. Ain't no shame in my game. That's it, we'll let the seafood cook and then just finish it off with a little bright lemon and parsley. That's how it's done. The flavor of this is amazing. The seafood is cooked perfectly. No one would know that this is not fresh caught seafood in here, just saying. The times when you want to thaw your seafood before cooking is when you are pan frying or deep frying it. Anytime the seafood is going to come directly in contact with fat, such as oil or butter, you want to make sure the surface is dry. If you don't, if you've got too much moisture left in the fish, it's just gonna steam, it's gonna get soggy. You can still use your frozen seafood. You just want to thaw it first. The good news is it thaws out very quickly. Oftentimes it can be thawed on your countertop just while you're prepping the other ingredients. If you're in a really big hurry, you could submerge it in a bowl of water and just kind of toss it every few minutes. It'll be thawed out in no time. For a quick dinner, you can just simply season your fish and pan-sear it in a little olive oil in a skillet. I'm gonna show you one of our great recipes for a breaded crispy fish. You wanna pat your fish nice and dry so that your coating sticks to it. You also don't want a lot of water because once it hits that oil, you don't want a lot of splattering. In the first bowl, I've just got some seasoned flour, just flour, salt, and pepper, a little beaten egg in the second bowl, and then some crushed up pretzels in the third bowl. Do a little shallow fry in a skillet, and we're gonna have delicious, crunchy, crispy fish fillets. This looks gorgeous. And you know my favorite part. Can you hear that? It's flaky, it's crunchy, it's perfect, and don't forget, it started with frozen fish. Who knew? Finally, sometimes we want to impart even more flavor into our seafood, especially if we're doing something like grilling it. If we want to do a marinade, you can marinate this while it's frozen, or you can marinate it and then freeze it. One thing you want to remember is that as it thaws out and releases some water, it's going to water down your marinade. So it's okay to make your marinade a little stronger if you're planning to thaw and marinade at the same time. If you're freezing your own seafood from fresh, you can make your marinade and then freeze it in the marinade. It will take on so much flavor, and then you can cook it from its frozen state or thaw it out. You don't want to put too much acid in your marinade if you're going to freeze it, because it'll start to cook the fish itself. Tonight I'm going to have some marinated and grilled shrimp, so I'm going to start with the frozen shrimp and just add some marinade. It's going to thaw and marinate in the fridge, and then it'll be ready for dinner. And that's my final trick. I hope you've enjoyed these tips and tricks for cooking frozen seafood. Hope you'll stock up next time you're at the grocery store. And let me know in the comments below what you want me to teach you how to do next. I'm here teaching you can cook that every week, so be sure you're subscribed so you never miss an episode. I'll seafood you next time.